There's a fish. I don't know what it is. Oh, he's under the dock cable. Okay. First problem out of the way was the dock cable. There we go. Problem 2 solved. Got him in the boat. Okay. Let's get him weighed real quick. That is a 2-pound, 4-ouncer. We're gonna put him live. We'll get some pictures later. Okay, so to make a NEKO rig, I use these. I think they're VMC, if I'm not mistaken. A little wacky rig tool. Cool thing about this one is it allows you to be able to wacky rig or NEKO rig, and you're still using the same little O-ring right there. I'm going to slide that up. So this is a Bass Pro wacky worm. I kind of like it. It's actually the first time I've been using it, but the key that I do on this one, because I use these little half moon weights here, see that pretty well, I take and I cut off just about half an inch, probably 1/4 of an inch. So cut that off, so I'm left with that. And I take my little nail weight and I push it all the way up in there as straight as I can get it. That was not very straight. Like that. So the hook I've been using today is an Owner Jungle Wacky hook. I don't know the full name of it, but that's pretty much it. And I take my worm, and on these VMC O-rings, that little deal right there, you can go sideways like this, or you go parallel with it. So you can go perpendicular or parallel. I've been going parallel with it today. And there's your NEKO rig. So on this NEKO rig, I use it a lot like a wacky rig, but if my fish are just a little bit more active and I'm able to move a little bit quicker with it, I'll do a NEKO rig. Also, if I'm fishing more vertical cover. So if I'm trying to cover water a little bit more, or more vertical cover, I'm probably gonna fish a NEKO over a wacky rig. And then the last 2 times I'm gonna fish it over a wacky rig is if it's super windy, or if I am trying to fish deeper than, say, 6 feet. This NEKO rig gets the bottom not super quick. It's not as fast as a jig or a Texas rig, but still gets the bottom fairly quick, especially compared to a wacky rig. I can keep this bait weedless or I can rig it without a weed guard on the hook. I fish it a lot more in kind of these bluffier banks or around tall dock pilings. So what I'm able to do with this NEKO rig today is I'm kind of fishing bluff walls, and so on these bluff walls there's always a shelf. There's periodically just a outcropping of rock. Well, I've got my boat sitting in 26 feet of water, but I'm throwing all the way up into about 4 feet of water, and then I work it out to the next little deal. It drops out to about 12 feet, and I try to work down that 12 foot as best I can. I'm also finding timber, and when I find some timber, I'll throw towards that timber. Speaking of the devil, he's swimming with it. Okay, so I just looked at my phone and my microphone had died, so there's no audio for like the last 3 fish. Anyways, my first fish weighed like 1 pound 11 ounces. It wasn't very big. And then the one I just caught weighed, I think, 2.8. I'm catching them on a NEKO rig. Well, they give us a show.